What is up, planet Earth and beyond? It's me, JJ here, coming at you with yet another update video. So today we're going to be tackling something that I've been pondering since I started this video, and that's how to address the wall. Kind of just got these placeholders here for where I've wanted the wall to go. Originally, I was kind of debating playing with them and making them into actual part of the wall, which I might still do, but we're going to go ahead and remove them. And I want it to be much sturdier. The image that I have been referencing throughout this video and the past several videos shows this really weak kind of just guardrail across that, and I really don't want that. Doesn't really imply fortress to me. So we've taken those off, and we're going to be adding an actual wall going up the sides of this. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're still troubleshooting here, but this is probably what we're going to end up doing, something similar to these here. I've got to pull them out so that they don't all, because see how they're going to hit each other in the back here. So those will come out two studs instead of going in like that. But I think that'll give us the structure that we're looking for this wall with some more troubleshooting. It's getting really hard to film this at the full size and scale of what I'm building here, but this is what I've been working on. Make it dark here for a second as I walk in front of my light. But here we have the main entrance. There's a giant mock collaboration shown by the Brothers Brick, and this was a very similar design that they used. And after seeing it, I just haven't been able to come up with anything better, and I really like the way it looks. Especially from this angle. Like, this angle right here is what really sold me on it, was the ability to just have that perfect shape that you see in all of the Exaforce images. I modified mine slightly from the images that I saw. They had a different piece here, and they didn't have this. Theirs was modified slightly. So I have modified it and made it my own. I feel like this looks a little more cohesive, but the original concept was not mine. Alright, so I've got 3 different designs here that I'm kind of toying with when it comes to these shapes here. I really like this one. I like how it's kind of just cohesive. This one, I'm not so sure about. The biggest struggle I have with this is how it's raised. And so I'd have to raise this, I feel like, to make it flush. So I'm not sold 100% on this design, but I don't like the studs exposed here. I know it's Lego, but I just feel like that looks cleaner. But I don't like how it's incest, like it goes down and then back up, and this is too much. So haven't figured that portion out quite yet. And then I've got this option here. My wife likes this option the best. It kind of gives it some contrast, breaks it up a little bit. So let me know what you guys think. Which one do you like best? We'll call this one 1, this one 2, and this one 3. Leave it down in the comments which ones you guys like best. I spent most of yesterday's free time designing the entranceway finally. I actually had to extend this by another 4 bricks to get that, because originally it was going to go inside there where that orange brown spot is, but it didn't fit, as you can see. So I went ahead and expanded the entranceway, and I feel like that looks a lot better. I'm not sure what to add here quite yet. I know several of the images have guns on at least 4 of these, so I'll probably design the guns to go on there before I decide whether or not I want to tile this off. I was really debating whether or not to even use these pieces, but I really want to try to make it feel Exoforce, and unfortunately Exoforce's main like staple thing was the stickers and how that made the sets look. There was very sticker focused, as are most sets, but I feel like unlike with the last sets that you can just build around it, the sticker details really added a lot of emphasis to what was going on. Really created a lot of the build's beauty and aesthetics, and that's really kind of what Exoforce was giant pieces with giant stickers on them. And so I've gone ahead and modified the bricks to make it my own. Spent most of yesterday deciding how the best way to do that was. I had a completely different layout here the last time you guys saw this, but I just didn't like it. It didn't look like the source material that I was going for, and so I went ahead and just basically built a bigger, bulkier version of the actual set, keeping the angles and everything. I want to go in and try to fill these in. Think about trying to do it with some Technic panels, maybe. I don't know. I haven't figured out the best way. I don't really like the gaps. There's no gaps in the comics. Obviously, it's a comic, not Lego, but I want to emphasize that. I'm really fighting making this bigger because, you know, we have this giant scope and scale of this building, and then this building is going to just feel really tiny and cramped. And I've got the table space to just do that. I might even make this bridge wider so that I can fit a couple of the suggested mechs that you guys want to see. This, and you know, the biggest one, another big problem with the size of this bridge, I'm worried about that. It's not the most, it's kind of precariously placed there, but this just looks ridiculously small. Like, it makes the bridge look small because this is so big, size that is to say. And so what I'm thinking about doing is making this bridge much wider. I broke down and having the bigger, wider vehicles on this bridge, wider here, and then having the smaller mechs that I designed on this bridge. But I don't know that I want to make that bigger than I already am. So we'll have to keep debating. I'm really fighting it, though. I think I'm going to. I think it would just look so much better to have a bigger, wider bridge over here. So we'll see. Something else I almost totally forgot to mention was I designed the inside walls of the fortress. And I'm really pleased with how they turned out. Again, basing a lot of these images on some of the images I've seen in the comics. Obviously, this is much condensed, but I really tried to get the different angles and then build up some texture. They had just the flat orange all along the bottom, and I just felt like, I don't know, in contrast to everything that I'm doing, I wanted to have more detail, so went ahead and did that. I really got to fill in that brown spot. It's really bothering me. I finally got this all tiled off, at least in the middle section here, and wow, does that look better than the 50 different colors I had there before. Still got to do a lot of work in that back area for the bays, but really loving how this is turning out. Trying to save space here using some different techniques, just trying to utilize pieces other than bricks. That's been the biggest goal so far, just trying to not have to buy 500 million Lego bricks. After some trial and error, I came up with this, and I really like it. It'll give it some structure and some strength. I'm kind of toying with lifting this part of the bay up and utilizing these pillars here to create a different kind of look. I really like this side, so I think I'm going to stick with this side. And then I'm going ahead and building up the walls here, trying to give them a cohesive but different look than the main entrance walls. Totally random, but I'm really excited to get to use this piece right here in the middle. I've never been able to utilize that yellow brick, and so just really excited to be able to have a place to use it finally. Well, I think this is about going to wrap it up for this week. We've got the bridge coming in. Still need to decide which of these three models we're going to use. Going to be building some more mechs here for the robots soon. We've got the open entrance started. Still debating on whether or not to do the big giant gates that are prevalent as the opening of the build. I kind of like the open view here. So let me know down in the comments. Should I add gates or should I leave it? I've got one of the two towers started. I ran out of my pillars here, so I've got more coming. So once I get those, I'll continue that. Kind of toying around with this entrance here. Originally, I was going to follow the model design the picture that I'm using, but the mechs won't be able to walk through that. So I'm kind of toying with the idea of making something like a garage door, be able to open and have the mechs enter. I've kind of changed the build about halfway through, so you'll have a building look and then it'll go more towards a similar look as these. I'm really pleased with how these turned out, and so I'm kind of wanting to keep a similar look and vibe with the walls inside of the building and kind of keep that going here. Just added a few little random canisters trying to make the building look used. I'm going to be adding a bunch more stuff as we go along here. We've got our nice little mech bays here that I'm really pleased with how they turned out. Still have a lot of work to do on those, but the idea is there. We did quite a bit of rock work this week. You probably can't tell, but there's so much rock work to be done. I'm kind of spacing it out in between. I still have all of this I have to do. We still have to bring this up as tall as we can. This is going to end here like that. I'm trying to make it as tall as possible to give it that presence and height. And I'm trying to carry it as far over here as we can. I've got, as you can tell, a lot of rock work still to do. I had an idea over here that is going to be completely scrapped, and this building is going to be started over. Got to build a design for the garage door for this one that I've got in plan and really excited with how that's going to look. We still have a lot of rock work over here to fill out. I'm kind of waiting until I get the size of this building before I block a lot of this in, because I'm not sure how big this building is going to be yet. I've got some parts ordered, but I could only find one in America, and so they're going to be a while before they actually get to me, unfortunately. So this part's going to be on hold until I can get more of a rounded structure. I really want to capture that big orange rounded portion as seen in the reference art that I'm trying to copy. Have not touched this bridge yet. It's going to look similar to this bridge. I'm debating on whether or not to leave the two contrasting. I kind of like how when you look this way, you see the pillars on that side, but you still get these little designs here that some of the pics of the different mechs have. I don't know. I'm just trying to diversify it. Let me know down in the comments. What do you guys think? Do you guys like it? The two different sizes like that, or should I make it all symmetrical? So I think that's going to wrap it up for this week, though. Sorry it's been a while since an update video. I just have not had the time to make as much videoing as I usually do. I'm just trying to continue building and getting and collecting the parts for the build, which requires a lot of overtime. But everything is coming along nicely, and I do have plans to add more mechs. Some of you guys have left some amazing comments and ideas for mechs that I could build, and there's been a couple that I love the idea of building my own versions of, and so hopefully I'm going to start getting to that soon. I was kind of waiting for some parts in that I ordered for those specifically, but those have since came in, and so I'm just kind of building with the parts that I get in. I have a lot of parts, but I'm being very, very particular with how I build this and the way it looks. And I really want this to be my best build yet. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed it, go ahead and smash that like button and share with other people who love Exoforce or Giant Mechs. And I will see y'all in the next update video. Have a great week.